Today I'm going to be reviewing the MonsterArts Frozen Shin Godzilla. But first, I got a special message for you guys. So right now I'm going to tell you about my new upload schedule. So during the week, I'm going to be working on my upcoming 1,000 subscriber special. Anyway, on the weekends, I'm going to be working on videos and uploading it then. The reason this is coming out on Monday, or maybe even Tuesday, is because, well, I had some computer difficulties and I've been working on those, well, trying to fix the computer difficulties. So yeah, the upload schedule is going to be a lot like this from now on, until that movie's done, and then I'll start uploading as consistently as possible. So stay tuned for that. Let's get back to the video. Well, guess I gotta review this thing now. Shoot. I don't know what to say. I'm blowing it. I'm blowing it! So let's start off the review just like I'd start off any other review, with Articulation! So the head goes like this, the back goes like this, the legs go like this, the tail goes like this, and the arms go like this. Son of a... So as you can tell, articulation is pretty good on this figure. Now, on to my favorite part of any review, size comparison. Very good size comparison, wasn't it? Anyway, I don't think I need to go over history. I think you know who Shin Godzilla is by now, and if you don't, well, I'm not the one to ask. Now we're going to go on over the classic paint job and detail. Alright, now on to paint job and detail. So, it's an MonsterArts figure, so I think it's pretty obvious there's going to be not too many problems with detail. In fact, this figure is some of the best detail of any figure, well, I've really ever seen. So let's get into it. As you can see, the tail is absolutely where the figure shines, with those little humanoid Shin Godzilla creatures coming off. Definitely looks great. I'm not going to really be able to spin it around, but I was surprised to see that none of them were broken the day I opened it, and which is a shocker, because knowing me, I'm gonna get a broken thing. It's just my luck, you know. Always happens, and I sort of still technically not really did with this figure, but I'm just glad it wasn't the tail, because that'd just get obnoxious, you know. This should be no surprise to you guys, but the body just has absolutely amazing detail. I mean, the head's great. You move it down, you see the gills. The chest is every nook and cranny you could have asked for. You go down to the waist, down to the knee. Oh, come on! Look at that. The knee's nice. And even the foot is just amazing. Like, you even see the other toenails that he's supposed to have. They're there. Yeah, it's just great. Great detail. But I think we can all agree on what the best detail on this figure is. The dorsal fins. I've got to say, the #1 thing people said to me when I opened this up on Christmas was just how good those dorsal fins looked. And yeah, just look at them. It's a forest of spiky detail, and it just shows up so well with this bland, great paint job. Whatever, it still looks good. Just gotta be honest, look how good that looks. I think it should be obvious, but paint job probably wasn't too hard to do on this figure. But for what they had to do, they did it right. Fortunately, I can't say the same about the King Ghidorah 2019 figure. Now here on the end of the tail, as you can see, it's mostly gray. But they did actually add a little orange, which I think just makes it look so much better. They even put it just on the backs of these little dudes. It's amazing. Now, for the rest of the body, I think it's pretty obvious what we got. It's mostly gray with little hints of white every once in a while. Got a white eye. So, yeah, it's not that hard, but it's nice that they added the white and didn't just leave it all gray. Different, like, lighter bits of gray and stuff like that. It's pretty good for what it is. Makes me wonder why they couldn't do that for King Ghidorah. So, as you might or might not know, I've got a new figure grading system going on for the channel. So, each figure is going to have a total amount of points, and they get these points by getting a certain grade for the different typical categories these figures would get. Articulation, size comparison, paint job, and detail. So, I'm going to go through each of those things and tell you how this figure does. So this articulated statue, well, it has some pretty good articulation. I mean, the tail moves beautifully. The mouth opens pretty nicely. The back is just oh so satisfying. The arms are the opposite of satisfying, and the legs leave a lot to be desired. So overall, I'm going to give the articulation a 6.5 out of 10. I'll be honest, the size comparison with the Ghidorah actually seemed pretty fine. But the Mothra and Rodan, well, they're tiny compared to this thing. And honestly, at the time, this was the biggest Godzilla ever. So, it's kind of obvious why they'd make it a big figure. But now it doesn't really compare to their other figures because it's so massive. Other than Ghidorah, really. So, I'm going to have to give it a 6 out of 10. I'm just going to make this part quick. Detail and paint, both 10 out of 10. So that brings this figure to a whopping total of 32.5. On the screen you can see how that compares to other figures that I've reviewed on the channel. In fact, I love this figure so much, I decided to put a little movie scene for him at the end of the video.